Good morning, everyone. You're watching 360-degree live show hosted by Transcontinental Times. As everyone in this world is going through difficult time, as you know, this corona pandemic badly creating a different kind of problems. Whereas people are going through depressions, people are going through different challenges in their personal life, right? So, as you know, that every industry, hospitality, aviation industry, film industries are going through again a different crisis as well since last 1.5 years. And with this situation, we have seen there are people who are still working with passion, dedication, and and also drive their the objective and dream towards the destination, right? So today we have a filmmaker joining us from Sweden. He's actually Colombian-Spanish filmmaker who is known in Europe for making the feature films and also short films as well, award-winning short films. So join with me to welcome Darwin Reina on this show on Transcontinental Times. Darwin, welcome on Transcontinental Times.
Hey, Roshan. Thanks, buddy, for having me. Thank you. It's an honor for me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Darwin. Okay, so wanted to understand from you, right? So as you know, most of the time, right, when the film making is about project management. So when you start any film, it's like about start date and end date, right? So
Right.
before joining a filmmaking industry, you might have seen there are many different challenges which needs to be addressed through filmmaking, right? So, what was your inspiration when you decided to join a filmmaking as a director or as an actor or as the producer? What was the thought came in your mind to tackle through the film projects to showcase audience? If you could elaborate on that, it will be great.
Yes, Roshan. Well, I think it's like a teacher used to say to me back in New York, you don't choose to be an actor, acting chooses you. So that's the answer I can give you, how I get involved on this. I don't really know. I gotta tell you that I just had the feeling, and I like it to performance other lives, to get a script, read it, and get into that character. That's how I get, to be honest. It's kind of strange answer that I'm giving to you, but it was just a feeling. It's something that I cannot really tell you, hey, you know what, I wanted to be an actor. It just came to me by itself. You can call it passion, or whatever we like to call it, but yes, that's how I feel I get into the filmmaking. After being an actor, I feel frustrated because I was doing acting in one of the most competitive world, which was New York. So it was very difficult for me to get something really, to feel like I was valuable in the acting world, because it's so much competition, which I do understand now that I'm a director. And so I feel frustrated, to be honest to you. And then I say, you know what, I'm gonna start making my own films, acting myself, which is not happening actually. I'm just doing making films and let somebody else. But I feel frustrated because it was hard for me to get into. I was doing some big budget films actually, but but like extra small roles, but not exactly what we want as human beings. We want this attention. So I was feeling frustrated for that. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna start in New York, directing. So I get to New York Film Academy, and I do my thing, and that's how I get into it. And to see, to make the whole story short for you about your question, how do you tackle all these difficulties, Russian? I can tell you again, this is a very weird answer I'm gonna give you, but it's something that I just get inside. I just keep pushing. There's, even if everything's go downhill, I just keep pushing. At this very moment, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, it's just a feeling that I have, that I just do. It doesn't make me stop, with all those difficulties. It's just something inside that makes me just keep pushing, and learning, and try to be better for every project that I do. I'm still learning. I'm a learner.
That's good, Darwin, to know your thoughts about that. But being a Colombian, when you look at the North, the South America, right? South America is almost having the close connection with America, North America, and most of the Hollywood film stars, Hollywood filmmakers are more, more structured since childhood to join a film academy and work on a film project, right? But being a South American, when you started your journey, is there any an inspiration for you? Somebody has guided you, or what was, or why you have chosen only filmmaking? Because there are many other professions, right? Whereas people can go for engineering, people can go for any other industries, like become a doctor and so and so. But film industry is another one, more creative and more challenging industry right now. If you look at many competitions, many actors, directors, producers, we have to be very active, very proactive, and on the target, right? So what was your inspiration during that time when you started your filmmaking?
Right. Roshan, when I started, it's like I told you before. I just got the feeling, and I went for. I like it. I consider myself an artist in process, which is what I'm doing, right? I mean, you become artist is because this is something inside of you and your DNA that you don't understand why it's there, and you just do it. So as you say, being a South America in New York, I mean, in the US there are so many South Americans very successful. We're full, many Latinos doing great things in the US. So like I say, it was very competitive for me back in the US. So but I keep pushing, and I've been doing this for 20 years, and I like it, and I like it, man. I love it. It's all I can say is the feeling is great, and when you have this great feeling and you do what you like, it's just amazing, you know.
Good to know that, because when your competitions always make you more stronger, right? So when you go through this kind of difficult time, you always feel that motivated and get inspired, right? So apart
Right.
from that, I also know you as a the event film festival organizer in Barcelona, and you are organizing this film festival last 2 years, and organizing people, joining people from different world as well. So being an actor, being the film director and the producer as well, what thought, what idea, and what made you to think about organizing film festival? What was your inspiration for this kind of big platform to enable access for different filmmakers? Those are joining from Asia, Africa, America, and Europe. What was your
Yeah.
inspiration?
Yes, Roshan, I'm gonna give it to you very quick. I was getting to the film festival where I started learning how to navigate in the film festivals, and I started getting to see a lot of festivals that they were not really doing the right thing for the filmmakers, because I felt it. I'm not saying I'm doing great, but I'm doing different. There's a lot of film festivals, but it that they select your film, and they don't even place your film on a website, in a social media. It's like, okay, we select your film, but yeah, we keep it in the can somewhere else down there. That was the most disturbing thing for me, is that exposure, because we as filmmakers, we don't really care about many great things. We care about, you care about my project. That's a filmmaker. We only want that. That only if it's only two people who cares about our project, we're happy about that. So I realized this film festival, they were just yeah, I mean, it's a business, of course. You need to look like a business, but come on, show you care about the person who submitted film for you, and you were decided to select that film. Show them. In my film festival, in Hospital Barcelona International Film Festival, we've been doing, with my team, the project of interviewing 150 filmmakers. We've been doing it, for the last, like you mentioned, we're almost gonna get 2 years in this COVID pandemic. It's been a headache, buddy. My festival is so interesting that I didn't want it to do online. That's why I take the risk to postpone it twice, which it cannot be a third time. So now it's ready for the 13th to 18th September 2021. This year is happening no matter what, with any restrictions or not. So that was the thing that pushed me to do a film festival. Also, I started gathering a lot of connections, and then I say, I do have the right connection now to make a film festival. I'm not naked, because this business, Roshan, before I let you go to your question, this business is all about contacts. Absolutely. It's all about contacts. It's all about your attitude in this business.
Absolutely, Darwin. I'm agree with your point of view, but you might have seen, there are so many filmmakers across countries. They are, they are still trying their best to bring the best ideas to showcase to the audience, right? But they are not getting exposure. So it is indeed a great initiative which you have started in Europe, to enable a platform and give exposure to filmmakers. Those are, looking forward to showcase their project. But apart from that, during this Corona pandemic, since 1.5 years, most of the film shootings are not, not happening, right? So filmmakers are still, struggling to find the right momentum to shoot a film. And also it's happening with every, post production, pre production staffs as well, right? So they are not having enough job. So how you're managing this 1.5 years since, since the Corona pandemic started, as a filmmaker, what is keeping you motivated to drive your focus to our filmmaking project?
Right. A great question, Roshan. This is a beautiful question. Like I said it again, man. There's something on my DNA that just keep me pushing forward, and that's something that you as an artist, as a director, you have that inside of you. So that's key for everything you do in life, I guess. That feeling that you just keep going and you have faith that things are gonna turn good because I'm telling you, everybody here as a filmmaker or artist, you need to have that faith. That faith that some days things are gonna change and you're gonna hit that right contact and you're not gonna go to the next level. And we all go through that, and we all need to keep that we are faith. That something is gonna be great. And I think that's what keep most of us to keep pushing, and also to all those be Hollywood directors. I can really, I've been investigating. Everybody go through what me, you, and many independent filmmakers go. This uncertainty of I'm gonna make it big, I'm gonna be good, my story is good. Uh, we all go through that, and the only thing I can tell to everybody is that you have to keep that faith. Where is this faith coming from? I don't know. It depends on your beliefs. It's up to you. But it's something that for me, I always think about it. It's gonna be good. And I'm gonna get better, and I'm gonna get the right contact. And I've been having that mindset for over 10 years.
Yeah. So good point, Darwin. This is all about keeping a faith. Be, when you do something, you have to be, you have to be confident what you are doing actually. Ultimate, that's a nice message for our audience. But apart from that, do you see, for becoming an actor or any filmmaker, let's say director, producers, the person should go to the XYZ academy or some college or university to get that education, or the person is required to go for that, or without education can person become an actor, or can person become the filmmaker? What is your thought on that? Because most of the filmmakers I see, they are having the experience, or they are having a passion, but they are not having the education from the film industry, or film academy. So what you see, what is your thought on this? What you want to give a message to our audience if they wanted to become a filmmaker?
That's a great question again, Roshan. This is a very tricky question, which I will approach in a very easy and smooth way. I think it's necessary both. I think if you have the money to do the studies for filmmaking, go do it. Definitely do. I suggest doing it. Definitely, it's one thing that I did and I like it. But the other part, Roshan, is you need the experience. There's nothing else better than experience. You have to, after you finish or when you are study, just keep making film because I'm not making great films yet, but I see I'm getting better each film I'm doing it. And each film I'm doing it, I'm seeing my gaps or my mistakes, and I see I'm not really dedicated so much time in pre-production. I start seeing my mistakes, or maybe I'm rushing too much in post-production. So this is the good thing when you start making a very constantly work with the intention, of course, that you have to mentalize yourself to get better. Yeah, that's absolutely, because I know people who making over films, and they still keeping the same level, the same quality, which is okay, but we have to keep improving and improving. That's one thing. So To finish your question, my answer is I think you should do both, and definitely, I mean, it's not good enough. A lot of knowledge. Knowledge is great, you know, as long as you put that knowledge into action. Knowledge is the best thing. Yeah, I suggest everybody keep reading, keep studying, but that's not enough. You have to go to the next thing, which is the action and make the films, and so it's a mix, you know, of you're learning in the school. Yeah, I suggest, yeah, if you have the opportunity, you have the money to pay, go for it. If you don't have the money, go do something online, you know, learn from somebody else, if it's cheaper. And if you don't really have the money at all, well, start making films, right? Make films and learn from other people and connect with other people, connect with directors. But yeah, I think it's a mixture, Roshan. So I would suggest definitely you must do both. If you can do it, I'd say yes.
Yeah, but Darwin, hang on. What you mentioned just now, do both things, right? But the problem is, there are most of the filmmakers are living in a in a very uh, slum area. Slum area means they are not financially enabled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Colombia. Let's talk about Peru. Let's talk about Thailand. Let's talk about Indonesia. Let's talk about India, Pakistan. There are many talented artists. Those are living in a area, whereas they are not having a proper internet connection. They are not having a sufficient resources to enable their art towards their dream. So in that sense, how they can go for studies for filmmaking or any kind of artistic academy or college, right? Because they cannot afford a cost. But you can see that, right? Most of the artists are coming from that area and they become a very successful after some time, right? So what I personally think, the people who are getting opportunity to join any academy as for getting a knowledge about filmmaking and all, they can join it. But sometimes the situation cannot be in your favor, and you have to just get experience and get work on. But as you rightly mentioned, getting education and using that education for transforming into filmmaking ideas is always positive and more experience. That's agree with your point of view as well, Darwin. Apart from that, what are the difference when you look at Europe? Let's talk about Spain, right? Because you are closely connected with Sweden, then Spain, and traveling across European
Mm-hmm.
countries. So, what are the major focus areas where, as a filmmaker, you wanted to improve? Because if you talk about Hollywood and Bollywood, the film making is different. Hollywood filmmaking is different. Bollywood filmmaking is completely different because Bollywood having many messages, social connection and all, right? Uh, in Europe, if you wanted to, let's talk about after 10 years, if Darwin Reina wanted to become he's already rising a filmmaker. But 10 down the line, in 10 years, what are your target areas? Which kind of film you want to target, and why?
Yes, another beautiful question. Um, yeah, I was starting with the horror, right? Horror is a great place to start, you know, because it's very sellable. Everybody like blood, and you know, whatever you do, most you can scare people, right? That doesn't require a dramatic performance and stuff like that. The blood will sell everything for you. So I start with that, but I start figure out that I think I'm good. I don't know. I don't say I'm great, but I think I'm good and I'm in the right direction with the drama. I felt it more. I think I can write. I need to get better, but definitely I can write. So my direction now is probably do some more drama stuff, more about the human condition and mistakes, habits. I think I have the touch for that. You know, like I told you, something that I don't know, but I'm feeling it, and I think that's what I'm toward now in my because I'm working in a feature film. Finally, my first feature film that I'm gonna do in 2023. And then yeah, it's a drama thing that I'm trying to pull off the money, which is huge budget compared to the other things I've been doing it. And I'm in the right direction actually to do that. So I'm targeting myself, to be honest to you, Roshan, into the drama, drama filmmaking, I guess. And I like it. I like it to have actors who can do those beautiful performances. You know, I mean, you require in and every film you require a great performance, right? But if you pay attention to Cannes, to the Oscars, I don't know, Berlin, what you see most of the times is drama films that are, going for those awards, you know. The rest of the films that we do is for entertainment, and of course, I'm not saying I'm not gonna do comedy or horror again. Of course, that's on my still on my plate. But I looking forward to focus more into drama, more into the human condition.
That's nice to know, and definitely people like us from Spain would love to looking for that kind of projects in upcoming years, Darwin. Apart from that, what is your next film projects in upcoming 1 year in Spain or in Sweden? Which are the film projects you're right now working on?
Right, Roshan. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff on my plate. To be honest to you, I got my last film, which is a short film that I really loved, which is a drama thing that I wrote, directed, produced it with Ruby in Spain last summer. A Will to Live, which talk about live life because life is short, and sooner or later we all gonna go on, and that's a sad fact, but it's the reality. So I'm working on that project, especially in promoting the project, marketing the project, working on the festivals. And besides that project, I have three more short films that I have to finish, no matter what. Lovely to Meet You. It was a horror film that I did in Barcelona 2 years ago, and it's still in post production. Horrible. I'm gonna finish it anyways. And then I shot two more short films last summer here. One more in Barcelona, another horror film is Rotoloft or Deseo Equivocado. And then I did one here in Sweden, which is No Tale, about some mafia gangster drug dealers that I was wanting to touch a little bit of comedy in this action comedy film. And then besides that, Roshan, I'm working a future film for Sony for the next year. Yes, which I'm gonna be acting, and also in a future film for Canada, which is we are in the pre-production, and also I'm gonna working and making all the paperwork for a future film in Colombia. Yes, so and I just started also another project, small project that I want to do, always do it, and I've started doing it now. Is animation. I like After Effects, Mayas, 4D, so I'm decided to do a small short film, The Adventures of Haley, which I start working now. The story is done, and now we are just working in the pre-production. And the two festivals, Roshan, Barcelona Film Festival, which you're involved in that one, Hospital de Barcelona International Film Festival, and I open one more here in Sweden, so we become a partnership. So the North Film Festival here in the Scandinavian world, which is for next February 24th, 25th, 26th, 3 beautiful days in Stockholm City in a beautiful theater. And for all those projects that I'm talking to you right now, one of the key projects for me is to finish the Hospital de Barcelona International Film Festival this September 13th to 18th. That's my main goal of this year.
That's good to know, Darwin, and indeed, you are doing good work because I heard feedback from different people who are associated with filmmaking in Asia as well as in Europe, and they are still submitting their film projects in the Barcelona Film Festival, and possibly they will associate it with you upcoming project as well. Before going to the last question, I wanted to ask, as a filmmaker, what is your plan if you wanted to give opportunity to people who are not having any background? Let's say that there are many artists in village, in Sweden, in Spain, in every country. There are hidden artists who are performing street dance, street art, and all. Is there any plan from your side as a filmmaker or as a producer to give a platform to them and give a chance to perform in a film projects?
Rosha, a beautiful question again, buddy. I love it. Yes, I'm trying to figure out something to help, whether it's in Africa, in Colombia, in Ecuador, it really doesn't matter. Spain, whoever who got that passion to tell his stories, because it is not, guys, it's really not complicated to make films. It's just, you just need to have the right people to make the films, It's really we as artists and filmmakers, we see that filmmaker is very complicated. I mean, we've been brainwashed by Hollywood, like I always say, which they have the money to make all those beautiful things. I mean, you can put the most dummy guy to direct a film, but if you have the money to get the right people, that movie will become great. So yes, we're trying to figure out something to collaborate. I don't know, to the students back in South America, to exposure them, to give them the opportunity to show their work. Roshan, it's a big world, it's a lot of people, so we're not gonna be able to help everybody as we wish, but we're gonna try to open, to give that small grain sign, that small help. So we are working in a way to do it through our festival, in which we are already giving opportunities to people to join our festival. Small reporters from Colombia, small reporters from Spain to come and cover which they don't have all the opportunities. So we are start doing it, but yeah, I like your question. Yeah, we are working and finding a way to help, students or people with the passion to to be able to be in our festival, with a free waiver and stuff like that, to make the easy a little bit life filmmaking life a little bit easier.
That's really wonderful answer, Darwin. And we would expect in future you will work on this mission to enable a platform for talented people and who are deserving people, because they don't have any right opportunity, right platform to showcase their talent. If you
Hmm.
enable, or if we enable being a filmmaker, the opportunity for them, possibly they can achieve something in their life, because that's what every artist needs a platform. And I believe in that, what you're exactly doing in through filmmaking, and also organizing film festivals in Europe. That's fantastic, Darwin. Before ending this session, last message, what you would like to give to our audience as a filmmaker. If you wanted to add your the last one liner message from your experience, what would be?
Yeah, buddy, I will tell you the phrase from James Cameron. I think that's the most critical phrase I ever heard. It's like, pick up your camera and make your film. It doesn't matter. Put your sister, your mother into the film. Shoot in your basement, and even keep it one setup, and one shot on, and just make your film and put your film. You're a director. I think that the most beautiful message I ever hear in filmmaking. You gotta just go and do it, and just in my other advice is, yeah, get better every time you do a project, but just do your film, and just pick up your camera and do whatever. Record yourself, and I mean, at the end of the day, this is your life, buddy, and everybody, and you only have one life, and life is fading away very quick. So yeah, grab that camera, get your friends, your sister, your mom, and make that film, period. That, and don't forget about the before I let you go now, before I go, forget about the critics and the is nice movie, is bad movie. Forget that nonsense, because that's gonna be always there. If you're an artist and you dedicate to this business, you need to accept both. And one critic, a million critics cannot derail your life. And say you're a bad filmmaker. No, forget it. Everybody look a film in a very different perspective, guys. Remember that. So everybody had a way different perspective, and everybody's gonna perceive your film way different. Okay, and that's my advice. Pick your camera and, yeah, make a film.
Darwin, thank you very much for your nice message. Indeed, it's really helpful for audience. As you mentioned, start with whatever you can, right?
Yeah.
Don't expect somebody will come and give you Oscar immediately, right?
Yeah, but that's you complimented the yeah.
Yeah,
Don't wait for anybody. Nobody's gonna come and give you an Oscar or $1 million. Forget it. Yeah, forget about that dream.
actually, this all about the passion, and this all about the try, the opportunity, how a person wanted to to elaborate and experience their and showcase their talent in front of camera. So it's really good message. Before closing, I just wanted to give an insight from this discussion. This was Darwin Rana, joined with us from Sweden. He's doing the multiple film projects in upcoming 1 year, and he has done almost 20 film projects, including feature film, short film, and some albums as well. So he is continuously working for enhancing film projects and all across Europe, and possibly he is moving towards the Hollywood and Bollywood direction as well in the coming future. So what Transformative Times is always looking for people who are doing something innovative, something different, something extraordinary in any field, right? So this is what this show is all about, 360 degree. So we cover all 360-degree angles towards a story of a person who is doing something innovative, something meaningful for society. So if you know someone who is doing this kind of great work, you can always try to contact through our official website or official social media platform, and our team will get in touch with you. So Darwin, thank you very much for joining with us and sharing your beautiful experience. We wish you all the best for upcoming film festival in Barcelona, and also looking forward to meet you, and it will bring a huge success what you are doing it. Keep doing it, buddy, and we'll speak to you soon and invite you again on Transformative Times live show. Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great day. Thank you for having me.